Dear friends, I'm happy to see so many Catholic children here. I think around 150, 200 from the Cathedral Parish and also neighboring parishes in Kohima. So every month you gather here on the first Friday, and I'm happy that I got this month to celebrate. I'm happy that I'm here to share. And every month you listen about the devotion of Sacred Heart. So I'm not going to tell more about that, nor I will be speaking about the gospel or the readings of today. I thought of sharing my experience with the devotion to the Sacred Heart and some personal experience, my testimony, one part. Somehow, whenever I visit a school, I feel like telling that same story. So be relaxed. So it's a story. So feel free. I know LFS students, when we go to house visitings, parents are very proud. My daughter is in LFS. And they say, where are you studying? LFS. So LFS students are very smart. I experienced within a short time, maybe 5-6 months in Kohima, I experienced very smart people, LFS students. But while I was a student, I was not that much smart like you guys. My name is Vignan Das. People know me. I use the shorter version, very easy version, Das. Das means servant. It is part of my name, not surname. Das means servant. Vignan means wisdom. So you all here to gather wisdom, right? We study, we come to school to gain knowledge, wisdom, so that we can be successful in our life. But somehow my name itself is Vignan. So I used to be very proud. Oh, I am Vignan. I know the wisdom. So people call me, right, as I walk, hey, Vignan, come here, right? Which means, hey, wisdom, come here. But the problem is, like, I'm not that much good at studies like you all. So I studied first class twice. Anybody here? I'm sure LFS people will not study twice. So I studied twice, first class. So you can imagine how intelligent I am. Okay? So then things went on. So second time also I failed first class. So teachers thought if we fail him again, he will remain in first class only. So let us promote him. So that's how I was promoted to the second class. Second class also, somehow they want to, he can do better. They wrote like that. And they promoted me to third class. So that's how class by class I went forward. So when I came to 7th class, so there was a big problem with my classmates. Naturally, girls study better than boys. So I was studying in a co-education. So some problem was there. So girls started teasing me. He studied first class twice. We don't know how many classes he studied twice, thrice, and all like that. Right? And another problem with me is like I was grown up. Means like by 12 years I extraordinarily reached this height. Then after that I remained with this height. so by 7th class itself I reached this much height. All my classmates were like small. So added to that, so they are like very small and I am very tall, and people know that I failed and I am not good in studies. So they used to tease me. So some childish things, you know better, like students we fight and all like that, right? So but I want to take a revenge. So I want to prove myself that I am a Vignan. I am wisdom also, not just exams. So I went and told my father, see, I don't want to continue that school. I didn't tell that I have a problem with my friends and all. I said I want to join another school, but I want to join 10th class directly after 7th. So my father also agreed with that, because once it happened, my father took me to shopping. Then during 6th class, so one of his colleague met. Naturally, they will ask, what is your child studying and all. So I was in the 6th standard only. My father said, because I am already grown up, right, tall, not according to my age. So my father told him he is studying 8th class. So that they will not ask extra questions, right? Oh, 8th class, okay, he is growing. 6th means still 6th? What happened? Like that, all these questions will come. So I understood my father is also very feeling little embarrassed with my height and study like that, right? So my father knows that I am not very intelligent, But when I proposed that I want to study 10th class, my father said, okay, you join. But I think my father was maybe thinking like, let him study 10th class 3 years, no problem. slowly, first year 2 subjects, second year 2 subjects, third year 2 subjects. Recently we got results, right? So we got big results. But my father was not expecting that I will pass in first attempt. Maybe he thought, okay, let him study. We can tell to others that he is studying 10th class. They can tell first year, second year, third year also. Every year they can say 10th class, 10th class. Anyway, I started. But actually I have one strange revenge desire. My revenge desire is I somehow want to prove myself. So if I start 10th class, my classmates will be studying 8th class. So 2 years I will be ahead of them. Okay. So after 5 years, what I will be doing? After 10th, what you study? 11th, 12th. After 12th, what you study? Most of people start graduation. Which means like after 10th, 5 years means what I will be doing? Final year of graduation. So I had a 5-year plan. So after 5 years, I will be in the final year degree, graduation. And my classmates will be in the first year degree. So you understood, right? So what I can do that? Okay, I am not using that word. So this was the plan I was doing in the 8th class. That I will take revenge on my classmates, everybody. Because everybody teased me. So I want to take. So as a senior, I can do in the college. So I will teach them a lesson. So after 5 years. So but for that I am preparing, right? So much. Anyway, I joined 10th class and my parents were praying. I also prayed and I worked hard. I studied so much. Then by God's grace, I cleared. So I got first class in the first attempt. So naturally, I became Vignan kind of a personified. Oh my God, he's a Vignan, he's wisdom. So without studying 8th and 9th, directly 10th class, right? So everything changed. So people cannot see my failure like first class twice and all, like because 8th and 9th without studying 10th class, I passed. I joined in +1. So I have to continue, right, till degree because I am waiting for that day, right? Degree final year and I will come, I will see them, right? So, and but I didn't have any plan what to do. I know that I have to study degree and they will come to degree first year and I will. So this is the only motivation for me. So I don't know what to take, what subject to take. But my father was planning everything. So my father told me, you study MPC, science, maths, physics, chemistry in +1, +2. So we call it in Andhra Pradesh intermediate. So here higher secondary school, but pre-degree like that it is. So I joined in Andhra Loyola College, like with the Jesuits. I am from Vijayawada, Andhra Pradesh. You saw Bahubali movie? Yes, I am from that place. Okay, so I am a Telugu. So I speak Telugu. Okay, so I joined +1. Then it was very difficult for me because 8th and 9th I didn't study, right? Only 10th class I used to read all the question banks, all the like by heart, all the question banks, different type of question banks. My focus is only to pass the 10th class, not to gain the wisdom, not to learn the maths and all other things. So I got it. What I want is I want only marks, only I want to pass, I passed. But now 11th class, maths, physics, maths exam, I got for 100, 3 marks. So physics and chemistry, I don't remember. I failed all these things. But anyway, I got one college topper, that is language, Sanskrit. But first year also in the 11th class, 12th class also I got a college topper, full marks, Sanskrit, language. But maths, physics, chemistry failed. So naturally, you know how strict our educational institutions. So father called my parents. My parents said, we will not come. So because every quarterly exams also like within single digits only. Then half yearly also I think a single digit only. But only languages I am getting some good marks. So father principal called, my parents said we will not come. They started scolding every time. We thought, okay, something changed. 10th class you passed, but again you came, you are same person only. No, we come, they will shout at us, we will not come. So without parents, I cannot go to the college. And my parents are not willing to come. Then I understood, I am not good for studies. I think I cannot do anything better in my life. Then I don't have any option. So I thought better to end my life. I did lot of attempts. Then finally I consumed poison because I want to die, because I cannot, because studies are very difficult for me. Then this poison started working in my body. My eyes became little dark. I am dark, but still color changed. So you see, like a person who is sick, we can see by face. Something within 2 hours of consuming the poison, people started noticing some change. I went to home, afternoon I consumed, and that day college finished early, so by 3 o'clock I went. My mother noticed something is wrong, but I don't want to tell anything because I want to die. Then by 5 o'clock, my mother said, okay, you go to the church. That day, I don't know whether it's a first Friday, but it's a Friday evening. So there was adoration in the parish. My mother said, you go and sit in the adoration. Maybe you might feel better. So I went and sat. I'm the 11th class, but actually I was supposed to be in 9th class because 2 years I'm ahead, right? I don't know what all prayers you know, how much time you pray. But that time I know only Our Father, Hail Mary, Glory be to the Father. I think these are traditional prayers we Catholics pray. So I went and I'm preparing myself that maybe in few minutes I will die. So I went and started praying in the adoration, seeing the adoration. You know, right? In the crucifixion, 2 thieves died, right? They crucified. So the good thief, why he called good thief, you know? Because he stole heaven also with one word. So that's why he is called good thief. So last moment he asked one word, Jesus, remember me in your kingdom. Then Jesus says, okay, come on. So what all he did the whole life, it is forgiven. And he was taken, the first person to enter into the heaven is this good thief with Jesus. So I know Jesus forgives. Whatever problem, whatever sin we do, when we ask God, Lord, forgive me, God forgives us. So that much I know. At least we are Catholics, we have that faith. So I know what I have done is wrong. Taking out my life, attempting, it's wrong. So I went and asked forgiveness and asked God, Lord, forgive me and take me to heaven. I am tired. I cannot. So maybe I said, Our Father, Hail Mary. Then I was not able to sit for a long time, maybe 10-15 minutes, because poison was working in my stomach. So I came back. And by that time, my mother and all people, they were inside the church. Then only my grandmother was there at home. Then when I was inside home, I started rolling on the ground because it was so painful. My grandmother noticed, then she understood something is wrong. Then I vomited. So she saw a very dark thing. So she understood some food poisoning or something like that. So immediately she rushed me to the hospital. I'm in front of the doctor. Doctor is asking, what happened? What you ate? I am not telling anything because I don't want to tell anything. So I don't, because I want to die. So doctor, I was no, nothing. I don't know anything. I don't know what happened to me like that. So I said, then doctor also cannot. If you tell only, right? They can. If you don't tell, how they will do? But anyway, doctor gave. God inspired him. I don't know what medicine to give. Maybe some antibiotic or some B complex. I don't know. He gave one injection. Only that I remember. After taking the injection, they brought me back home. They thought it's just a simple food poisoning or something like that. So, and I also don't want to reveal because I want to die. I came home, my father came, my mother came, everybody, and my mother started telling, maybe because he asked us 2 days back to come to college and we didn't go. Maybe he is very sad and upset and he's spoiling his health like that. My father told me like this, son, you gained 2 years ahead of your students. Why are you worried so much? So study 11th class twice, 12th class twice. No problem. So you continue. Whatever 2 years you gained, you take time and pass. Don't worry. Don't think that life is ended like that. He didn't know that I took poison and all. So I started thinking, yes, life is not end like that. So there is something beyond. And God has given us a life for a purpose. And we are not the owners of our life. And we should give. So I was thinking all these things, then I went to coma. And I don't know what is happening. After few hours or days, I don't know. After some time, I started hearing some voices. And I started listening carefully. I understood that this is like my grandmother and my elder sister speaking. So I started telling myself, Lord, I died and I came to heaven. How come these voices I can hear still? So my grandmother and my sister, they are speaking. Then I was like, what is this? Then after some time, I opened my eyes and I understood I didn't die. But I slept maybe extraordinarily, maybe some 19 to 20 hours. Which means like that evening I slept maybe around 8 o'clock or 7 o'clock. Next day 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock only I got up. Usually people will not sleep that much long, right? 6 hours, 8 hours, maximum 10 hours. But 20 hours I just slept. And they were telling me, they are trying to wake me up. I was responding, but I was not aware. I was not conscious. After that, I realized that God saved my life. I didn't have any side effects also. Usually people who consume, they will have side effects, but I didn't have anything. Then I started thinking my father's words. Life has a purpose. So we study here, LFS, and you go through 12 classes. All this formation is important in our life. But beyond that, we have a purpose. God has a purpose. And I understood we are not the masters of our life. And God takes care of our life. In the gospel, we see Peter is failure. Peter denied, but Jesus comes and says again, come have breakfast, eat, get strengthened, and he enters mission. God has chosen you all also. He has a purpose. And of course, now you are in the formation. You are studying. This is all important. But God has a greater plan. And God has a plan for each one of you. Jeremiah 29:11. I have a great plan, a golden future. God has. I decided I will serve my life. I will enter into the armed forces. So after that incident, I thought I will die one day, but my death should be useful. Kohima, we have very famous cemetery, right? Kohima War Cemetery, worldwide famous. People come. Because those people died. They gave life for us. For your tomorrow, we gave our today. So I thought maybe I will also give my life, not just simply for this, but for a higher cause. Then later, after a few years, while I was active in the parish, people started telling me, why can't you become a priest? And I thought, better to serve God's people, not just one country as an army or air force personnel. So things changed. And in 2006, I was looking to a Sacred Heart picture and I was questioning God. Why things are not clear, because even though I had a desire in 2001, but till 2006 I couldn't enter in seminary because my father was not willing to send me to seminary. But in 2006, when I was questioning God, looking at the Sacred Heart picture, I heard God speaking to me, do something for Jesus Youth. Jesus Youth ki enduku cheyatledu. It is in Telugu, something. So that led me to be involved in Jesus Youth. And later I became, after working 5 years, I resigned the job. Then I entered into the seminary. Now I am a priest. So what I want to say to you all, we have to carry our cross. And Jesus said, whoever doesn't carry his cross, he's not worthy to be my disciple. And we have to carry our cross daily. Maybe now, small crosses, some assignment, exam, small things. But God is preparing for us. And when we carry the cross, Jesus is always accompanying us. And he will glorify us. Just like we read today, I wear red chasuble. We are celebrating the martyrdom of Ugandan martyrs. So God will glorify. Whatever small thing, not necessary that everybody should die. But in our small ways, let us bring glory to God.